none other than Ents. It's time to see if they can add a second feather to their Overpass cap, or if VP plan on taking us to Inferno, the iconic third map decider, as always. We start off in the pistol, and already we are going to be seeing Valda jump over for some early info. He doesn't call too much, doesn't see too much, but Issa might get up a boatload more of information. The fact that Buster's hit that shot is part and parcel of the P250 superhero buy.
There we have it. It will be Issa to be removed to kick things off. And back towards B we go. A 5-on-4 in favor of Virtus.pro. They have their smoke, which has already been deployed. That's declaration of intent, I would say, with the smoke down towards heaven. We are going to see a response from Alexi B trying to buy some time here. And he gets a bullet to the face. Not looking good at all here. Drops what he can towards the bomb site here. The double nades don't deny the plan. And it will still continue to be the 5-on-4. Looking very good for VP.
Very promising indeed. Sandy's already found one. They're not looking at him, and then there's just going to be a flurry of frags. All in favor of VP. Just NBK with a peanut of health. He'll have one last jab at it, just hoping for a one shot into the dome. He's had 3 targets peppering him now, and that will be the end of it. Buster can't believe he actually got a bullet to the shoulder there and lives to fight another day. Keeps hold of his Kevlar and the P250. It's all in the grand scheme going to add up. 3 kills as well, puts plenty of cash on his bank account. He can think about his investments into the coming rounds, and perhaps a little bit of a pistol investment from the CT. Yeah,
a little bit. I think they'll go for an all-in commitment here. We are going to see the P250s and Deagles brought out. Scalp for MBK. Saves himself $600. You can see they haven't fully invested here. They do have about $500 per player left over. Going forward, making sure they have those helmets in the first gun round. I think that's the most important factor. Mantu, the sniper, of course, doesn't get armor at all. Just gives himself a Deagle. And we'll see if OG have anything to say about round number 2 here. I would say they probably don't. But flashes towards middle. Enables Jamin and Adren to walk towards connector. Double molly in that position. You can see it spreads nicely at the steps and at the bottom of them as well. So, Sanji looking for the boost towards window. Nothing there. It's a 4-man B stack from OG.
I just have a lot of reservations about this OG roster on this map. I know we haven't seen a lot of it. I know that they're probably spending a lot of time practicing it, but official practice is a big difference from playing just scrims, you know, playing just pracs. And the reason that I say this, a lot of people at home might not be familiar with this concept, but when you are playing scrims, there's no set practice. It's not like you have a B team there who you can do all your dry runs against, or you can see if your strategies are going to work or your ideas are going to work. When you play against other teams online, you have to practice in the same way you want to with one of these officials. And, well, some teams, they opt to do it in a fashion where, you know, they'll go all out. Maybe they'll just send an entire scrim just doing dry runs. And what I mean with dry runs is they'll do their set pieces. So they'll just line up outside bomb sites and they'll just run their strats time and time again.
You're not necessarily trying to win the practice games. You're trying to refine strategies, right? Sure, it's nice to say to everyone, oh, we've been winning all our scrims recently, all our practice has gone really well. You could just be playing against a team that's just trying to plug some holes in particular setups or strategies they're running. It doesn't really mean anything. So you're not really sure how strong a particular map is until you play it under proper tournament conditions.
We even used to do, I don't even know if you did this back in the day, Henry, but best of 3 pistol rounds?
I think we would do maps over and over again. Like we'd play back-to-back Inferno, for example, just to focus on that. I don't think we'd ever do pistol rounds only, though.
I remember it was against Blade's team, actually, Flipside. We did the best of 3 pistols.
Pistols only? Who won?
They won.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't matter, we beat him at the major. But yeah, so for OG, I'm really just very worried about their lack of official practice on a map like this, because VP don't look like the team who, they're surely studying tendencies and looking for, you know, things that they like to do, plays that they make when they're down in a 4v5 situation, but they're not going to go out there. There's no way they can. They can't go out there and go, we're going to isolate Issa. This is exactly how he plays this position. They just can't do that. So their approach to the game is going to be off what works for them. And I find it a hard time for OG to be able to deal with that, because I think VP, they've been looking pretty hot as we see one of these CT-sided stack setups coming on through. We saw them the other day on Mirage T-side doing something similar.
Yeah, and they can work out. It all depends on the approach from the T-side here. Adren could be walking into 4 USPs and go down pretty quickly. And he spots them, though, and he's going to drop the Molotov, and that's going to be them rumbled here. They're in a lot of trouble. The swing will come around. They've actually got the first kill. Not looking as bad as you might think, as it still is a 4 versus 4, but that's a cue to go get the bomb, head towards the B side potentially here. But Valda does have the MAC-10. Bomb 2 recovered momentarily, but still not the quick pounds they would like. Good kill from Kicker, confirms the B side open.
Yeah, and Buster's going to catch that flank. If he'd have just bided his time a little more, It could have been that flank on, but still, regardless, it does look very promising for VP. It looks like perhaps Mantu might make it his mission to just retrieve the whatever NBK left. I think it was just a Mac 10, unfortunately, so not particularly exciting. He'll take it regardless.
Anyone got anything exciting planned for after today, or just more quarantine?
Just more quarantine for me, I reckon. Sit at home, stare at the ceiling, wait to bedtime.
All right.
I had a really good bedtime. I watched that Tiger King first episode.
Okay.
Really.
No spoilers.
No, but worth a watch.
All right.
Definitely. If you find interesting people interesting, that's the one.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Maybe tonight.
Did you know there are more tigers in captivity in the US than there are in the wild?
Doesn't surprise me.
That blows my mind. This dude's got like 260 tigers. Mantu.
Mantu. Pretty decent round, all things considered. They get one more, that'd be great, which they do. So Issa will find out when we recover the rifle, but he still gets money on the ZT side and an extra $300 for that Deagle kill at the end as well. It certainly limits the bank accounts of Virtus.pro going forward, but they have got the 3-0 start here on Overpass. It is their map pick. 3-0 right now, up against the AWP of Mantu. And they wanted to secure helmets here, not really a factor going into this round. There is a Galil on the field, so I suppose it will help them out against that. No Mac 10 to speak of. What's the first pace shown from Virtus.pro here? Getting up towards playground, no problem. Mantu position towards middle.
This one will have a very slow pace about it, unless G want to fight.
Buster, that is a very scary fight. He knows it's an AWP as well. You could see him instantly just stare at the floor, desperately trying to hide that hitbox after taking his pot shots. He is going to be advancing into NBK's domain. I'm intrigued if he's going to try and flash it. Look, opts for the bottle of flame. NBK still has the angle and gets the frag. In the meantime, though, Mantu lost a chunk of his health in his duel with Sanji. Regardless, that puts them at a two-man advantage, which could be changed. James does manage to level the odds at least by half.
Yeah, NBK trying to get a bit more intel there towards Long. It's a lot more than he bargained for. 4 versus 3. In terms of grenades, still with 3 smokes and molotovs available here, and they're going to start setting those up now. Could hightail it back towards B if they really want to after throwing these smokes. I would say they commit off the back of this. And in terms of the setup on the CT side, we have 2 players there. Alexi B waits with Mantu. Remember, he's been tagged up already down at 16, and they will fully commit. Here they come.
The wall of smokes is designed perfectly to make that Optimus position completely negligent. Can't do anything. Can't contest, and if he was, Kickett's there to pull the trigger. Oh, he caught a glimpse, just a cheeky ankle flashed by Kickett. Enough for Alexi B to find his first frag, and now getting more difficult. I don't see a smoke grenade on the CT side, which makes this impossible unless they get the frags. They cannot bait, they cannot ninja. It will come down to bloodshed. And here they come into James Crosshair. Kickett 2, lining up. This is the only one to claw one back for OG, but now with Valder as well, it all comes down to James. First found, running out of time. Valder does have a kit, but James, ooh, I think he's got time. Valder's hit the insane shot and converts it into a round. It was looking perfect for Virtus.pro.
James normally wins those. Against the M4A4, though, Valder will have his number. I don't know how he hits that shot, but it was a must-win round. Felt like things were falling apart with the CTs there, but still, Valder holds on. He has not got anything to work with. Touches the bomb, waits at the peak, and nails the shot there. Up against an AWP. It comes down to the last few moments there. One player survives for OG. They'll limp into the next round, but he does recover the AWP at least. We've got a FAMAS here for Alexi B. Distinct lack of kits, just the one available for them, and plenty of cash on the T side here. But both teams financially broken. Whoever wins this round will be sending their opposition to an eco.
Crucial round of play. Early default with a 3-man lean this time towards Long. Previously, NBK has done good work against Buster here, but for now, he's actually sitting exposed. If Buster continues his investigations contact, Adren will get the frag, but that's going to be 2 called Long, and the CTs react accordingly. Mantu now pushing up the underpass. He will have a good line of sight onto the toilets players if he can overcome his paranoia of that party peak. Checking, finding. Buster's gone 4v4. Mantu leveling the odds with an impressive and ballsy push.
Yeah, he had to do something there. He could feel the round falling apart. Someone had to get intel, find a pick in their favor, and he suddenly delivers on all fronts. Slows down Virtus.pro's assault towards A, and they actually maybe reposition at this point. We're going to have Mantu just shifting his tendency towards the B side of the map. Flashbang towards Monster. I feel like he goes towards A, though. They're going to leave B completely open. and focus their efforts towards A. Issa, first one to challenge, and James not missing many shots today. Nails another one towards long.
They've got their execute so sorted out. VP are quite a joy to watch at times. You can see all of the difficult spots they're forcing OG into. They are going to be committing on this, and Alexi, that looks like a perfectly timed incendiary. Mantu just burnt to death, and so did Adren. I think Sanji's flash must have had him full white, but still, 20 seconds, they are going to have to commit on this. Alexi and Valda, wide in the open? Alexi trying to catch the off angle, does land the dink, 14 seconds, and he's not quite got the frag. They're so low, and James can still hit the shot. VP, they secure 4 with a scrap of health between all of them.
It comes right down to the wire again. Virtus.pro with the execution towards A. They managed to get the first pick on MBK in the bathroom position. Mantu brought it back to the 4-on-4, but Virtus.pro still had full control of the map at that point. Long has been a massive issue for OG in general. Getting pincered towards the site, they couldn't hold on. And Mantu, this was the only kill they really had to suggest they could win the round at this point. James is just looking so sharp out there. The AWP closes things out. Nice little wall bang. Straight to the head, and we'll take our first US Air Force tactical timeout here, called by OG, and it makes sense. Their money's just been destroyed. They're 4-1 down, and they're on their opponent's map pick here. On the CT side, things are not looking good at all. I would say a partial buy is on the cards here. Next round, they'll get 2,900, so they can invest around $1,000 here. Take themselves to around 2,000. That should be fine. Mantu would have to reserve a little bit more. No buys as of yet, but you'll see a few upgraded pistols come in the last few seconds here, I'm sure.
I'm really worried if the viewers at home were looking for that OG 2-0 today. It's just going to keep compounding on the points I was making earlier. Just the lack of official playtime on this map. It's a tall task. It's a very tough ask. I know they've been playing out of their skin. We've been seeing some fantastic things, but I think VP, they might just be too good here, as it will be the Eco Slaughter on the B bomb side. And as I say Slaughter, I meant for OG. The pistol's coming on through. 3 kills. Let's make that 4. Sanji, he's left 1-on-3 situation, and AWP's been scavenged, and that's it. MBK steals this one away from absolutely nowhere.
Jesus. 4 kills.
Woo!
I'm not quite, still can't quite piece together how that happened. Madness for the second round, OG. They needed that. This was starting to look a little too much like a VPT side. Let's see it again.
At the full eco effect once more, and just that flashbang is all they needed here. MBK picks up the AWP, and all of a sudden, absolute hell breaks loose, and you can see him just finish things off as well. Great stuff. That's an eco victory.
What?
Lights the fire beneath OG. They've actually managed to recover T-sided weaponry at this point. They've got an AWP for Mantu, and at this stage, he should be able to claw the way back into the game. Role reversal here, as now Virtus.pro are the ones with the low buy. Just a Glock for Sanji, Chad. Glock armor, the old classic. Like, at least get yourself Kevlar on a P250. Like,
no one can drop him anything.
I guess the idea is, we spoke to the boys from Mouse Sports yesterday about this, right? And we said, why is Chris J always doing this? So if anyone goes down, obviously you can recover an AK. It's just poor old Sandy enters most of these rounds. He's the one with Glock armor, just hoping someone will go down. Might not even get a look into the round.
Just following his teammates, like good luck, man.
So he's dropped an AK, bought himself armor, got a couple of flashes, and just gonna sit there at the back now. He should be able to get a gun eventually.
Yeah, I've got a good feeling. Especially, of course, not always counting on defeat. And now Adren, the perfect flashbangs. That was 2 separate flashes that isolated those 2 jewels onto the site. Now B site is flooded with VP members, and OG, I'm starting to see some cracks in this defense. Another one found, this time by Adren, an easy flashbang collection. Both of them on Monster Tunnel, completely obscured. And that will be the 5th for the Virtus.pro boys. The gang do convert.
Simple as that. The tables continue to turn back and forth we go. The separating factor right now is the pistol round and the conversions. These, well, there wasn't gun rounds, was it? It was just pistols. But even still, when we're meant to be getting into the thick of the gun rounds, it has been a back and forth affair, 1 for 1.
Well, bear in mind, OG did win an eco, so them saving the AWP and the M4 does allow them to buy somewhat into the next round. I say that with bated breath. We'll see what they have overall. It's going to take a tactical timeout, I would say, to just juggle the wealth around. 5-2, though, and another great display of skill from Adren. Hit the flashbangs just so spot on. It looked like he was out of position, out of time, but the backup from his teammates there with the utility, absolutely superb. He had all the time in the world, and 2 blind players in front of him. He's on for 3 as well. He's actually on 6 kills at this point. Money is pretty stable for OG. You can see them actually get out 4 rifles and the AWP, but it will cost them absolutely everything they've got here. A couple of defuse kits as well. Big round here for both teams once again. 5-2 overall on the pick of VP.
And they did have a very decent T-half against FaZe, which you've already heard us talking about. Surprising, OG are yet to face FaZe, and while they've gone for an aggressive maneuver through the monster tunnel, and Kick It will quickly take down Issa's scout. Volda has made it through, but whether or not they're aware, that is the question right now, as VP will continue their assault. They're going to push forward into the bathrooms position, clear that out, make sure they can get some map control off of the CT-sided 4v5 advantage.
Well, it's up to Mantu. 5 on 4 again. We know this position can be strong. Needs to find a couple of kills if possible. Misses the first one and the second. A lot of pressure being applied. You see the flames and flashes start to be delivered. The bullets will come in soon, and he will be dropped. 5 versus 3. Alexi B, no chance of getting more than 1. He'll get 0. And Valda and MBK left with the impossible task of retaking the A bomb site. I think you might be onto something, Chad. It looks like VP are just crushing them right now.
Their flash work is fantastic. Every time they do enter a bomb site, the CTs are blind.
It's stifling.
Yeah.
You can see them actually just have no options to even look for a frag there. Mantu, flames all around him, flashes are being pumped in. He's had to move into the open, and he can't even escape towards long. Knife out, just had to get out of there, couldn't land a shot, just overwhelmed by the utility.
That's why I wasn't so critical of them pushing 2 individuals through Monster. The risks that OG are going to have to take within this CT half here if they want to be able to have a competitive showing, it's going to be a lot. They have to push water, they have to push connector, they have to find these fights early and make sure that VP can't just execute. And for Valda, it's about staying alive, and that will not be the case as the new captain of the squad. Adren will take him down, put 6 on the board for VP, and now OG's money is in question. Previously, we were talking about, you know, they can drop some guns over, but with the 2,900 as the loss bonus right here, it'll only be a partial buy.
Partial buy. We've seen successful partials across the week here.
Another eco, yeah, and
no, not today.
I don't think we'll see a full B commitment from VP this time.
Down towards the underpass. Mantu with an aggressive stance. Sanji to collect all of those juicy $600 frags. Step right up, step right up. Come collect.
Here we go, we're off.
Nothing.
Oh no.
And now close to its longest. It would have to be very precise. It does chunk down Adren to 37.
Yeah, looks like things are stable for now. Use the buddy system, make sure there's always trade potential. Mantu.
We can hear this.
Gets the Mac 10, the timing spot on.
Yeah, Adren's watching. Close. Close to finding that little bit of a gap in their spacing. Jane was looking away. Adren was starting to look. Just comes down to timing. A big part of competitive Counter-Strike, this time embodied by the chance on Mantu.
One of the things you will note is where VP leave the bomb. The round where Kick It was pushed, the bomb was actually down towards T-spawn still. So if they had found the frag onto Kick It, they could have snowballed, had control of the bomb and T-spawn and potentially won the round. But Kick It finding the kill, then staying alive, it gave them a chance to pick that back up, redecide where they want to go. So that could be one to keep an eye on as this half progresses here. But this will definitely be 7 on the board for VP. I don't see, not a world that I want to live in, where Voldo wins a 1-on-4 situation when the bomb is planted. He only has a Deagle on his back going up against 2 AKs, a Krieg, and AWP, and a bunch of utility.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. Not really much.
There is a universe, if you believe in all that stuff, that, you know, what is it? There's an infinite amount of
there is a world, there is a universe where he wins this.
Where one version of Volda wins this round.
An alternate dimension where he actually thinks I can go for this.
Now, I know nothing about any of the maths behind those things, but it sounds exciting.
Well, actually, Chad, if I get this piece of paper, consider time
How many times
to
can you fold it, Alex?
this piece of paper.
Right.
Now, notice if I bend the paper, we are bending time. Now, I'll use this pen to intersect with time, and I'm creating a wormhole, as you can see, through time with a bent piece of paper to demonstrate that. Call me Einstein or Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, by the way, he's getting real annoying to listen to on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Is he back?
I don't want him back on there. Let's get him off the Joe Rogan podcast.
What don't you like about him?
I find that he talks over Joe when Joe's trying to ask questions that I wanted answered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I wanted to answer that question, and now you've just...
Does he monologue? Does he like the sound of his own voice?
He does monologue. He is a very smart man, but, you know, I just prefer a bit more of a conversation.
Certainly. Ooh, see, that's a slightly unidyllic outcome of that smoke, bouncing over the Molotov. Perhaps, maybe, was by design to enable them to cross safely and unchecked. But for now, that conversation will end because bloodshed starts. Adren, Issa, both filling the feed for their team. That will go 4 for 4. Continuing to throw bullets down range. Kickert, he's unloading his full mag of the Kree. You can see him just tapping away a collection of bullet holes towards his taps, but no one yet to be connected by it. 4v4, plenty of time. The 75-second mark reached, and their early adventures towards B have been met by an equal trade. This is always the scary part, right, Hank? The re-clearing of playground when you've been negligent at the start.
Yeah, when you send most of your manpower towards B at the very start, you have no idea the CTs have managed to get themselves in advantageous positions. MBK has certainly done that. Only good for one. Don't think that's going to be winning the round just yet. 3-on-3. 50 seconds and could go back towards the B bomb site here. Bust up, throwing the orb because he's low HP. And indeed, they'll go back to the other side of the map, which has been so fruitful for them. One player there, ZXCP is pushed off short.
He's missed the timing as well. It's too late because he's already missed the timing. A player's already across. He will see one and a second. So the information is through that it is B, but he's trapped. They know where he is.
Yeah, so now his choices are limited. They're going to molly off short. Head into the site for the plant. Mantu's got a nade that could, oh my goodness, it could, it does. Straight onto Buster. Monster no longer held. A big dunk from the big man Ting. James gonna have to pick up that up again for some close quarters swapping, but just gets caught out on the timing. That will be the third secured by OG. They needed that.
Now, I want to float a suggestion here because this is, can we run around Bastion, please? You don't need to reply to us with words, where we only observe the CTs and we turn X-ray off, right? So let's try and run this just for the viewers at home, a little bit of an experiment right now. We run around with only the CT-sided information. So what we can do is we can call out what they see. We can say, yeah, they've seen this smoke, they've heard this. And what we'll try and do is, because I think the viewers at home, they get a very skewed version of Counter-Strike. They don't see what the players at home are dealing with. We're still going to have the radar in action. You'll still be able to see where all the pieces are moving around, all the HP, all those extra bits and pieces. But we'll just focus on how a CT defense looks for round number 11.
Well, the B bomb site has been a massive point of contention here. So will they send extra manpower on that side of the map? For now, they are going to have the AWP of Mantu just investigate, try and get intel how many players are crossed over towards playground, normally indicative as to what side of the map they're going towards. And now he has seen one, at least not a 5-man B commitment at the very start of the round, right? MBK smoked down towards short. He's claimed short territory. Means that they can't be pincered towards B so much. But he is isolated out here, needs backup. Smoke goes down, starts to fall back.
Yeah, Mantu's job's going to be jumping for info. With this heavy lean towards B, he is the first port of call for the A rotate. He'll be the one calling it out.
And now that they're passive, they have no information, right? The only info they picked up so far, as Alex pointed out, was Mantu saw one aggressive towards the playground position, and there were bullets being spammed through connector. So they have to assume that players are in connector, and that they could have taken long control, which they have. Luckily for us, we're able to see that information, but the CTs have no idea. They're just hedging their bets and guessing at this point.
So there is a gap. There is a smoke there for now. Actually, to tell a lie, actually, NBK is looking at it on the B site. So they've got 2 aggressive toilets. NBK is responsible, quite passive for the long. And with 45, now 40 seconds, Virtus.pro are starting to commit. Falda is going to have a chance to re-smoke, and we always say, around the 30-second mark to dream. Look at that one blooming. He's going to take some contact. Issa straight through the smoke, does deal with the first.
Looking very good so far, but VP still on some bite behind them. It's going to be James off to strike first. LXCB will catch the flank, and they surely have to finish up at the B bomb site here. What's the final play? 15 seconds remaining at this stage. They have 1 smoke remaining for Heaven, and they're going to have to just make their way through. This kill might decide the round. Valda nails it from Heaven, just trying to do damage at this point, deny that plant. That's come through, and James, he'll have to save that orb, I'm afraid. 4 seconds remaining, no chance to plant. Mantu on the hunt, knowing the money's low on the T side here. Spotted him. This is the key shot.
That's it.
It's enough.
After the time.
It's true. That's dead on. Ooh. So James has 2,800. So it is going to be a massive victory for OG there. They've removed the danger man. James, the top fragger, 13-6 right now. He's been opening up the map left, right, and center. Big kill for Mantu to get. Wasn't the best shot, but the grenade, that's 2 for 2 now.
Yeah, good stuff right there. And thank you to Bastion for observing that round in that fashion for us. You can just see how little information the CTs have. I know, as you know, we're prefacing them, we're trying to foreshadow a situation and build up what's going to happen. That intensity of the moment, when you know the angles that are coming on, it gets taken away a little bit. But the players, they can't see anything. They can't see a lot. And MBK somehow over the flames gets one, but through the smoke, Sanji also blinded.
This should have been the X-ray off round. Just straight through the bloody smoke. Sanji does land it. That's a huge frag. And only with the Galil as well, helping to level the odds somewhat, he can likely upgrade. For now, Buster, he's had his fair share of issues in that long toilets with MBK. Not today.
Yeah. Well, MBK taken out for now, so they know they can get it toward long. This has been a main point of access for them. Tucking himself in towards the corner where he can't be seen. The same smoke's being deployed towards the A side. His commitment has been so strong for them. A Mantu in a different position this time. Not behind the bomb side boxes. He sits towards Optimus and nails the shot while blind. Finds Sanji. They hold on to the man advantage for now, but they need to do a lot more than that. Alexi B with an awkward spray towards long. Does significant damage, but he is removed. Mantu needs to find multiple kills now. Drops the bomb, drops James, and that should be it. Issa comes in to pick up the pieces. And finally, OG putting their act together and actually going to have 5 rounds on the board here, stringing 3 in a row and shutting down the finances of Virtus.pro. They're actually looking like they're competitive now, Chad.
If they're able to get through here with an 8-7 half and steal this one away, look, I don't know what to expect from their T side, but the way that they have been looking, it's been organized, some good mid-round calls sprinkled in from Alexi B when he finds that information. Maybe we could be on something. Maybe I might start believing this one's possible. There's no Fallen, but it is the correct map.
Yeah, don't want to stop believing too early, that's for sure. So he's going to find himself kick it. Aggressive maneuver with those pistols, just hoping to seize an early advantage. Instead, it's the early disadvantage and only going to be perpetuated now. Issa, however, is flash, and nice work from Sanji to get a chance, but that chance now is being, well, ripped from the server. Valda's making short work of their presence in Connector. We have just Buster and Jame with their unarmored deagles. Good chance to take some weapons away from the CT side, but that is pretty much it.
Guys, I just want to continue to push these CT-sided woes for VP as we are getting closer and closer to them swapping over and being on that second half. When they played against FaZe Clan the other day, which they did lose 16-11, once they switched over to the CT side, they only managed to mount 3 rounds. And of those 3 rounds, this is the kill distribution. Jame 9, Buster 8, Kick It 7, Sanji 5, and Adren 3. So once again, their CT sides, we already spoke about their match they had yesterday. This is against FaZe as well. Their individuals just aren't fragging in the same capacity as they need to.
For the defense, certainly. For the attack, so far, I wouldn't be complaining about 7 and a chance for an 8th here. But yeah, something to keep our eyes on once we switch those sides. Just 2 more rounds of their attack.
Remember, OG have won a full eco in this campaign as well. Still trailing 7-6 on the CT side of Overpass, but coming online now with 4 rounds in a row. Looking for that 2-0. If they got it, FaZe are out of the tournament. They will not be able to progress any further than stage 1. A lot on the line here. Dren keeps them in it for now. That's the first shot delivered towards shore. Issa goes down alone. Didn't seem like there was much behind it either. Another 5-on-4. Virtus.pro plenty of time. Jame exploring his options towards middle, but the smoke goes down, can be boosted behind everybody wants to, which he does. Looking towards the side, guarantees the shot, timing couldn't be better.
Wow, that was just the dream. Absolutely perfect. Connecting into MBK's cross now with a 2-man advantage. It's going to be hard to throw away, and Kick It's only extended it. Perhaps Alexi B can be the hero. Both needed, both found. A 2 versus 3 suddenly becoming a bit more of a reality. This did start with a 2 versus 5. I will remind you, he has just leveled the odds enough, but only for a moment. Mantu, he's coming behind him. Sanji's already got a Molotov.
Yeah, we talk about role players. We mentioned Sanji on Dustu, always holding for the flanks, looking at the extremities of the map, and this is it coming into full fruition here. Sure, he only gets 1, but it's enough to guarantee the round, I would say. The bomb's going to be planted towards the A side of the map. They should know where the final player is. Need a bit of a rotation here from Jane, but a plant for bankside. And unless something remarkable happens here, there shouldn't be much of a chance.
The Molly's good.
The Molly do actually a lot here to segregate the 2 players. Buster's stuck on the bomb side here, but he does fall back. Doesn't fancy it. It was too much of a tall order on 15 HP, I think. But that's going to be VP winning the half.
Yeah, 8 guaranteed. Could very well be 9. Mantu going to be responsible for making sure everybody gets the necessary rifles and utility for the last round of play.
So, look, I know maybe some viewers are just tuning in now. They're not too sure about the context of what this game has and what it means for both teams with a win or a loss. Now, for VP, if you're a VP fan, well, you've come a little bit late to be supporting your boys. They can't qualify. They can't make it to stage 2. They can't even make it to the play-ins, which we do have going down on Saturday. However, if you are a FaZe Clan fan, which a lot of you are, you want VP to win right now because FaZe could get locked on out if OG are able to pick up this game. They will secure themselves the #1 spot in the group. That'll close the door on FaZe Clan being able to qualify at all. And that would mean that we would have Old Boys, Mouse, and G2 locked on in those 2nd and 3rd spots after their match tomorrow.
Well then, final round of this first half. OG with a resurgence. They'll close things out with a double AWP setup here. Issa and Mantu looking for aggressive picks as the latter makes his way towards connector. Sanji's going to be there. Not an aggressive player himself. Holds the angles, buys time. Mantu not giving anything at the start. Will reposition. Back towards middle he goes, knowing the smoke's still there.
Just to know, MBK should have gotten out as well, but now he's left in a position where he can most likely get traded 1-for-1.
That's what's been happening pretty much throughout this entire half. Sanji, again, takes him down cleanly. And he's alone. He's just watching that by himself, remember. MBK, pound for pound, should be taking those kills more often than not in the head-to-head duels. But it feels like Sanji's had his number most of the time.
And you can see what that's done. Mantu's had to panic drop his smoke early. You don't want to be dropping that when you still have a minute left on the clock and haven't actually personally felt any pressure. And then he has to dart over towards long, throw his own flash, and then pivot on back to the bathrooms while the rotation comes in. So this has strung out the CT side defense as Alexi B will rotate over. It's left them in a 2-on-2 setup, but it will be the A hit.
Yeah, the flash is promising, but it's not going to catch them enough. This smoke is everything. If they don't...
Yes.
Oh, they're going to come through it. They're going to come through it. Alexi could get caught with his nades. Buster is ahead of it. They're all ahead of it, but so are the bullets. Oh, that's perfect from Alexi B. Long hold from heaven. That's God tier. 3 kills, round 1, and the closest of halves is on the horizon.
Yeah, that was actually so well played. The incendiary behind the smoke was just a stroke of genius. As we'll see, Sanji removed as well. It's OG back on their feet here. They're looking for that 2-0. Sure, it's still an 8-7 deficit, but things are looking up. We'll see if they can do this after the break.
Now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. Wanna see you be what you want it to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody.
Never let you double cross them. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed, nah, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. How you know the flow, got him coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls, and I spread good vibes. Young divine.
Fair share of Oopsies and star plays combined has put us here. It's an 8-7 half. Mantu did have a phenomenal contribution across the series so far. I think this is his Overpass stats. You saw him forced to solo hold the B on multiple occasions during their defensive half, but that's over. We're done with that. And the stakes continue into our second half of our second map.
VP still looking for their first series victory here, and we'll see if they can stand up as we get into the second half here. The odds coming through from GG.bet, you can see leaning towards OG quite heavily. 1.25 plays 3.77. Looking at the buys for the T side here, we can see a couple of bits of utility thrown in. One
Decoy
smoke,
again, Henry,
a
just
decoy,
to know.
$50 might be enough to yield a frag, used as a flashbang, bait out a bit of utility on another side of the map. First shots being exchanged. Adren will take a little bit of damage there and fall back towards the bathrooms. Sanji with the CZ on the CT side. And now you do like to see that, Chad. He's got armor and he's been dropped to CZ for once.
That's quite
now
nice.
it's all good.
Tables have turned, haven't they?
Yeah, they've treated him. Must be his birthday or something. That's the only thing I can think
Sanji,
of.
man.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, dear. Well,
CZ and Kevlar.
it's quick.
It's very fast. James on the receiving end. He hasn't hit any of his pot shots, and now into the site they will flood. Adren overwhelmed. Issa will draw blood. Issa will draw more than just blood. It's blood shed on B, both falling. James gone. Sanji on the flank. Backs are turned. I've got a good feeling. So does Sanji. 1 bullet, 1 kill. Another one. Still messy, but still does tap away at Valde. He's done spectacular
It's the
work here.
ace.
Issa has to ace clutch. It won't happen. Buster secures the 9th.
Well, there it is. Sanji once again, the CZ, the backstab coming through, and OG dropped the ball. Not looking at the flanks whatsoever, just focused towards the bank and CD steps area. They forgot all about the connector position, and Sanji comes in and cleans up 2 clean shots with that CZ. Nice work from Buster as well.
It's very difficult to hit that A bomb site right there with the pistols that you have, and I thought they did everything they needed to. They closed down the gap. They even had 2 massive openings, but it wasn't to be enough, and the full Glocks, well, not full Glocks, almost full Glocks will come out. Issa has a Deagle. I do believe the rest of the individuals on the OG side only have Glocks in their hands here. So seeing if Issa, based off those 2 kills, he's okay to upgrade. Well, he got 3 kills, didn't he? So off of those 3 kills, he made a bunch of money, made 900.
So even after buying the deagle, he still has more money than his teammates.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's more than justified, and might lead into another frag this round. We will see. They're taking the full eco to get AKs out in the next.
Now, this is highly unlikely, but it almost happened before on a Glock round from OG, so I want to preface this in case we find ourselves in this scenario. There are no defuse kits right now on the side of VP, so if they do lose control, the clock will become an issue a little bit faster.
Clock become an issue, or will the Glock become an issue? Valde has dinked him, but that's not quite enough to get too excited about. And there are 2 players forming quite the scary prospect for anyone challenging out those long doors. This is Deagle, does fall flat, and so does the rest of his squad. James, triple kill, which is ideal for the VP boys. No Sanji cash farming. Instead, it will be James, who's likely going to buy his own AWP, and he has done so.
There we go. We knew he could do it for himself.
Yeah, strong independent man. He don't need no Sanji.
Yeah, well, now he's got his own sniper rifle. He's going to prove himself out there on the battlefield. They have managed to find a 2-0 conversion, but they know the AKs are coming out now. Buying everything they possibly can. A couple of kits in there, the grenades they need. Looking at OG, they have 4 AK-47s. They'll actually be opting for more utilities, going for the Galil instead. Flashbang being set up and deployed. The AWP can peek off this, but Valde's already across.
Yeah, James won't have that information a bit late to the party. Quite literally.
So similar setup. This time Adren is going to be in the position that MBK found himself in. A lot more members to deal with here. If he does more than one, he's done fantastic. They ducked under it. Issa, fantastic. That crouching mechanic coming back.
Yeah. James' shooting mechanic is working fine, though. He has been flashed off. He's forced to stay close now. He cannot cross back to the site, and that is his punishment. Perfect flashes from Mantu.
So this is where you start to consider the save. Remember this flank before, and it's Buster with a beautiful shot there. A couple of them into the back of Mantu's skull. Brings it back to a 3-on-3 here, and they keep forgetting about this connector flank coming in. It's costing them.
Valde's not going to clear it.
This is great work from Kicker, and another successful ace take is actually falling apart at the seams here.
They know where both are. At least they did, and they've lost track of one of the individuals. It's not going to matter. Buster gets it all done.
A triple kill from Buster, and he got one in the pistol as well. He's got 6 frags in 3 rounds, and that's not including what he contributed in the second eco bash.
the fact that MBK took Jame out so easily and you had this opening right here where Adren didn't even get a say, you thought that should probably be it. But the fact that that rotation came in so quickly here, you could see OG floundering a little bit with how to deal with it. I thought Volda had the number there, but wasn't aware that 2 individuals had actually pushed on through. And OG, well, they are looking like they'll be facing another round defeat here in round number 19. It should go up to 12 on the board for the side of things of VP as it slows on down. We do have upgraded pistols across the board this time. There won't be just Glocks and okay.
Thank you, Kick It.
Okay.
A start.
We needed that last round.
Yeah, apparently. Well, this is going to be the opener of number 19. MBK towards Monster. We'll remove Kickard with the Desert Eagle. There's a lot of work to be done still, though. They have a couple of flashbangs, no real estates on the map. We'll see if this is where they can make their way towards B, potentially. Flashbangs would have to be absolutely spot on. The AK-47's ready and waiting. Buster especially. Swings out, finds one. He's not done yet.
Yeah. They're going to be peeking straight into him slow and methodically, and that should be his frag. That nade does a ton of damage, and Sanji can collect on that. A triple kill from Sanji. Solo holding the site. No armor for the opponents, and they are just getting melted like butter on a summer afternoon.
Just Alexi now. A promising start to the round, but Sanji shuts it all down. Desert Eagle will be lucky to even do damage at this point. They should be ready and waiting. There it is. A final kill comes through, 12-7. And Avarico slips by the wayside for OG after the opening kill was found. They'll have the Kriegs in the AWP point again. This was the opening frag for MBK, but that's all they found.
It's hard to see them getting openings like what they had in the previous gun round again. They were very good openings that they found, right? Adren isolated and then the frag onto Jame as a quick trade from MBK. They were really good opening frags. And it's just the tail end of that round that was the undoing. So I'm not sure that OG will be able to replicate that style of a play. They need to go a little bit deeper in their strat book here, which is a little bit of a problem. I think they needed the flow-on effects of that gimmicky connector contact play round to really pan on out for them here. And now they've just been left with only one side of the map. We've returned to Overpass Wingman Edition.
Ooh.
With only one bomb site.
Yeah, and it's the contact play through Monster. Here we go.
Again?
Great shot from Valda. We're in, boys. Smoke's down. They shouldn't be giving this one up, but Buster, he continues to find headshot after headshot. How have they not converted that?
He's having an absolute tear on Overpass right now. Again, an OG advantage, and again, it falls by the wayside. Perhaps not confirmed yet. Buster still standing, though, and he has been rocking the boat so successfully for the VP side. 3v3.
How do they get this bomb down now?
I'm not sure. You could plant maybe towards the pillar. Heaven would be an issue. They're actually boosting, which is going to give you so much information. You know where all 3 of them are, but regardless, the information transferred. Isaac has a chance to push and punish, but instead it falls flat. Jame tagged to 1. NBK. Oh, NBK. He knows where Buster is. He knows where both of the CTs were. A Molotov, but James already got himself in heaven. VP are looking very poised to collect Overpass.
Yeah, they absolutely are. That's going to be 5-0 in the second half at this point. 13-7 overall. It's the opening kill again, Chad. OG get it. They nailed it. But no one's looking towards short. They just keep overlooking these massive choke points on the map. Either it's a flank from connector, overlooking short. They're just leaving one gap in their sequence, and it just all collapses around it.
Put this down to what I was talking about at the start of this game, the lack of officials on this map. These are all problems that happen when you're getting in these chaotic mid-rounds. Communication, it starts to get, you know, not sloppy, but you're trying to call things. You don't have protocols for it. You don't have contingency plans in place.
You can see their dry runs are success. They've got executions. They know what they have to do in the defaults. It's just the actual raw experience and knowing what could happen once you successfully find a bomb site, right? You can see they're getting flanked constantly. They're not looking at certain choke points when they do get advantages. Things are just getting a little bit out of hand for them when they do actually execute their strategy, and that's all comes from experience. You're dead on there.
Yeah.
So we are going to have another 5-on-5, a damage inflicted towards Mantu this round, through the wooden boards towards Connector. That's actually very frustrating to receive that level of damage. He's actually got 36 points of health here. The execution looking likely again. Might as well stay with the set pieces at this stage. Try and get a post plan going in your favor. VP have looked very comfortable in Overpass, especially in the second half. You have to give up a round.
Yeah, look at that Molotov just inciting the push. Kick it does draw blood. Alexi falls first, re-smoking towards the monster tunnels. It is looking a little bit of a shambles for the OGT side. A lack of clear direction, a lack of map control. You can see for the For us viewers at home, you can see all of Toilets and Long is under CT remit right now. Admittedly passive, but they gather for B, and another body dropped. Kickit's on a double kill, which has pretty much secured the round.
This game's done.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Chad. 5 on 3, they can only really save here. What, 20 seconds remaining? You got no utility apart from a smoke. That's it, no flashes, no Molotovs. You just got to hold on and let VP get 14 on the board here. I don't think they'll be giving up many more, to be honest with you. They've got 5 players surviving here. Only managed to take 26 damage in total in the entire round. So MBK, he might be dropped as well. He'll spot one, but not the clean kill. Might as well now, yeah, take a swing. They'll throw the weapon out. They're going to try and challenge. He doesn't even hide. So respect to VP, very disciplined. I would have given that one more go.
Another note here, all of these rounds, besides this last one, have ended in elimination. There have been no bomb plants coming on in. This one was just resulting in the round timing out.
Not a single plant, as you can see on the screen.
Yeah, and their ADR still looks pretty good for a team who's hemorrhaging rounds over there on the OG camp.
Well, they're finding the initial kills. That's not a problem. It always comes down to a 3 versus 2 or a 2 on 2. They just can't close them out because they're not watching every extremity of the map. As they send 4 towards B again, they are Molotov out of position. The flashbang's decent from Sanji. Looked like he had a kill there, but actually taken down.
The opening means nothing at this point. That opening, it doesn't count for anything.
Apparently not for OG. That's about the 4th time they've had it this half. And again, it's instantly brought back. The HE might be even enough to finish off MBK here. He'll survive. It's battling. 2 for Nail here as they run through the flames. They've at least gone through towards the bomb side this time, but not for long. It's going to be a 3-on-2 advantage as Virtus.pro starts to pull it back.
Yeah, Man2 is giving it their best shot, but Heaven is vulnerable. Big shot, that's the Jame AWP gone. 2v2, suddenly feeling winnable. Buster, he revealed his position as well. NBK caught a glimpse of Adren when he was crossing to Graffiti, so they have a good idea of where these CTs lie. Man2's responsible for the Buster push, and looks like they're actually trying to back away. Issa hits a cracker. Just 2 little pixels of Buster's head were visible, and now they're going for a round-the-world rotate. It takes Adren a quarter of the time to get there from the B site through the CT route.
Yeah, they might as well stick together here.
Trades is their only option, right?
Yeah.
Playing the bomb time. There's no nades in play. There's no tomfoolery that can happen here with a fake. Just trade off of each other.
Once the bomb's down, the round should be done. Adren has nothing to speak of in terms of utility, no kits. He's planted himself on the B site, which is the exact opposite part of the map he needs to be at right now. So the bomb will go down, no problem. He'll confirm the side is clear any second now. Go for the plants, could be backside or toilet side, doesn't really matter. It's going to be the latter, and at this point, Adren...
He might save.
He's got 7 grand here. So yeah, save the creep,
if it was
right?
just him, I could see... Look, I still think he should go for this situation.
With no kit?
Just based off of the amount of rounds they have in their back pocket, they're going to get 1,400 as the loss bonus next round, so Buster will be shy of a buy unless he wants to go Famous. Kicker will be shy as well, and the same for Sanji. Adren will be able to drop across guns. The fact he has an AWP means they will be able to cobble together the buy, but the reason I say go for it is because they have such a commanding lead. They've looked phenomenal on this CT side. He has absolutely no idea where they are. That is a problem. A big problem. But it was a shot. There was a chance. He opted to just save the AWP, so he's playing the long game right now. Wants to lock this one out, make sure that they can secure round 16. They don't get ahead of themselves. They don't start doing anything a little bit too silly. Which you have to respect that. But first round on the board for OG here. They look threatening, more threatening in other rounds. This was Issa with some absolute bangers of shots there to make this one possible. That last one onto Buster was all she wrote, all they needed to get done. And now, well, maybe this is the chance for OG to bounce back. They will need another 8 on the trot if they want to win 16-14.
Well, it's still a possibility at least. They do pull one back. They're first in this second half, 6-1 overall. And we'll see whether they can actually hold on to this now. They've got the Kriegs out, the AK-47s. First kills haven't been a problem, but this time it's Kiko to pick it up with a nice boost from the connector. That's MBK removed. Didn't see that one coming. And Buster towards short as well. Should be able to take care of Valda, no problem. One by one, they start to go down here. You can see they're being overwhelmed by some of these little set pieces from the CT side. Yet another kill for Buster. The star player finally showing us why he has that moniker attached to him. 4-on-2, looking for map point here. Virtus.pro shouldn't have any problems here with that HE connecting in full force.
Both of them just take a big chunk. A 2v4 and likely a 2v1. Look at James' positioning. He was so ready for that before he even zoomed in. Issa thrown into a 1 versus 4. He's already made it a 1v3, and if he wins the duel versus James, I would give him a chance. First down, kick it gone.
No.
He knows where Buster was, and he
Oh
got
my
the
God.
headshot. A 1 versus 1. The Flames lick him down even lower. 14, James holding the cross. There's no way.
Left eye peek.
Okay. Bomb will be picked up. 40 seconds. What do you do here, Issa? Are you really just going to give him the
Oh my
fight?
God!
He missed the shot. Now he gets another chance. Issa for the ace clutch, and James missed the shot. Issa, you ballsy boy. James dropped down. Issa knows it. He's looking to bring it home, and Issa is an animal. 9 for OG. He had no right to win it.
Unbelievable scenes here. OG stay in the map. They still have a chance to close it out 2-0, and it's all thanks to Issa in a 3 versus 1. These rounds have been sloppy, they've been underwhelming, but the individual skill will always shine bright for OG. This round was no different. Issa has finally shown up today. He was great in the first map and continues to be so in the second.
Wow.
James couldn't do anything about that. A perfect shot delivered, and it sends him into a full eco as well as OG hunt for double digits here. They can bring out the Mac 10s. They know they have relieved a lot of pressure there.
They're throwing so much early utility B that it's going to get them panicking. Look at Buster. He's gone. He was the only long defender. They're going to accelerate given the amount of utility they invested B, but immediately now the CTs are going to reiterate and return to the upper side. A is going to be at least reinforced, but admittedly only by USPs and P250s. It's not going to be the end of the world, and OG are in absolutely no rush. They'd rather get those SMGs finding the frags, so they'll take their time, get Valder and Alexi to be the spearhead of what will eventually be an assault. You're not full of confidence when you're in Sanji's position.
No, it's not an ideal one. You've got the P2000, you've got players all around you.
They're going to check it.
They are going to check you and pre-fire you in the head. You know it. You're aware of it, but there's nothing you can do about it.
There's just a 1 in 10 chance that they might just not clear their corner.
Yeah, well, there it is. Double digits confirmed. I'm not going to start suggesting OG can actually win this regulation, but the conversation can start at this point.
Okay, the conversation's around now.
So yeah, we're getting to a point where VP might start crumbling. Remember, they've not really got much to play for in the league themselves. They've done a great job to get to this stage. I guess they've got nothing to lose, but at the same time, these clutches are going to be demoralizing for them.
Yeah, here's the contrary. Let's get the emotions of both teams right now.
Yeah.
Issa in back-to-back rounds, the heart in terms of at least the fired-up vibe from this OG roster. His heart has to be beating 1,000,000 miles a minute based off what he's been able to pull off in those 2 gun rounds back-to-back. So he's feeling good. That's got the team feeling good. VP right now, in the last 17 maps they've played, they've only won 1 map.
Okay, Chad, why are you hitting me with those kind of stats?
Because
1 in 17?
Yeah, because VP right now, they're sitting here on the chance to win their 2nd map out of 17.
Well,
And they're, sorry, you're right, out of 16. This would be 17. One number too far. But either way, they maybe have forgotten how to win. Maybe they,
yeah.
the nerves, the feeling, it might be haunting them.
There is a parallel there, is there not? OG have been forgetting what it feels like to win until they've turned it around here at Pro League. We've been citing the confidence boost that these victories have given the boys from OG. A cable being stuck in NBK's chair. Okay, wow. I didn't.
All right.
That's the first time I've had the specifics, but I can actually empathize. I'm all about trying to get as wireless as possible, as fast as possible. Too many times I've stood up in a hurry and the headsets come with me.
That Issa round, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this. I maybe missed it while I was losing my mind. That was an ace.
Yeah, ace clutch.
I missed that. So he had 3 kills in the round before. He had 5 just then, and then in that eco round, he had another 2.
Not bad, is it?
That's a pretty good haul of frags to have.
It's a good collection, 23 in total. And he's the only one really shining bright for OG at this point, but it could be enough. We'll take a US Air Force tactical timeout for OG just to sort those cables out. They can be a little bit frustrating in those gaming chairs. And at this point, you can see the Overpass 2. 3 Kriegs are out, making sure they're winning every single round at this point. And Sanji will have the MP9, of course he will. He invests $4 grand into the round. Gets himself utility instead of the rifle. You can see his comrades have also picked up a Dren with no utility whatsoever. He can afford a decoy at the very most. 1 kit available. That is Sanji. That's why he's gone down to that MP9. Jane with the AWP though. Promising signs there. He has been very good today. Also with 23 kills.
If VP lose this, 2,900 loss bonus in the following. So if they don't save any weapons, it's a partial buy or a save call. Then in the next round, they're going to get 3,400. So the scoreline at that point will be looking like 14-11. They lose that round, OG will force them down to another questionable decision with 3,400. Do they scrap together a buy or do they take another save? So VP's roller coaster of rounds coming up, it's going to be a very rough ride and difficult decisions.
Well, we'll see. Every round from now on has huge implications behind it. Virtus.pro just need one from that point, but OG have now strung together 3. They were 6-0 down here in the second half. Now 6-3 as Mantu covering his teammates up towards long. Issa has looked fantastic in the last few. Flashbanging towards bathrooms. No one there, but there is a player on the other side of the flower bed. Dren will have the AWP behind him as well. This is a bear trap that's been set up here by Virtus.pro. 3 players all looking down towards his end. Position along. Smoke down. Nullifies Jane, but he can be boosted.
Wow, this is 3 players invested into holding long. It's a lovely
20
boost.
seconds as well, yeah. So they didn't get a kill off of it, but they, at least OG are able to hold 3 players here, unknowingly, but they're able to hold 3 players here to set up their toilet execute. This is working perfectly.
And there's first blood. Adren's long hold has been relieved, and now Sanji's going close quarters. He's going to get jiggled out by Issa, but James supporting. This is the CT side they need.
No.
Sanji's done well. Kicker gets the frag. Virtus.pro poised to collect 15. It's down to Valda to shift the tides of battle. He's already lost his teammate, so it would be a 1v3 clutch. He's already got a good idea of where Buster is. He's trying to close that gap. Has to be very precise, and as he descends off the step, the bench in toilets, he is sent straight back to spawn.
15-10. Virtus.pro have done it. Just going to need one more round here to take us to Inferno. OG will need 5 to take us to overtime. Certainly possible, but it's going to be a long old slog here. And it all starts with a low buy. Alexi B down to a deagle. Same story for Issa as well. And Virtus.pro have looked like the better team here, you have to say. This 100%. Second half, it's just been their map. You can see OG aren't experienced enough to handle some of the mid-round experiences. They haven't really had enough proper match outings to really give us an understanding of their T side, and right now it's looking like it's got a lot of holes in it.
I mean, what did you say, Chad, in the pre-match? 47 maps as a team?
46, yeah.
46,
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty damn good excuse in terms of the amount of officials they've seen as won by OG's Overpass name.
Buster's just been destroying them. I have to note, as it looks like we're coming to our logical conclusion here, Virtus.pro might have confirmed Inferno, as we'll see it into a 5-on-3. Mansu tagged down to 50 as well. Issa with just a Desert Eagle, and just a matter of time, I think, before we close this map out. That should do it. Sanji, shout out to him. What a showing he's had here on Overpass. So many big moments, so calm and disciplined, always dropping for his teammates. He gets the Big Heart Award.
Yeah, he even tagged Valda just there as well, down to 45. He is a nuisance. And you can see how passive Virtus.pro are being despite the 3-man advantage they hold. They will not let this one slip away by the wayside. They've already fallen to the Issa clutch ace. It's no more of that. No funny business there. Look at that. Presence, but completely stationary. They will not bend the knee. They will not bow down and let any ridiculous hero plays stop Inferno from happening. That's the first. There's only one more to collect before that 3rd map is a guarantee. Mantu, he's been very influential, but he's going to get caught with a nade in his hands, his pants around his ankles, and Virtus.pro convert Overpass.